driving to Camp Liberty. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing today, but I'm thinking about doing a Jericho walk with my flags. And this is coming to you with my new iPhone 7. I'm not sure how it's going to work out. Wish I had those rocks in my yard. Bunch of nice rocks over there. Anyway, this is how it looks. Let's see. Over a little bit that way. Here's that truck over there. Well, anyway, later, people.
The Constitution specifically points out that slavery and involuntary servitude shall not be had in the United States except for those who are duly convicted of a crime. Now, there's, and I'm experiencing that. The innocence until proven guilty is completely disappeared. They placate it with some verbiage a little bit, but there's no evidence of it. There's no actuality, especially when it comes to like speedy trial or bail, release on bail, no excessive bail. Without those two things, the innocence until proven guilty just disappears. And so we've become, a nation of slaves. And we're just chattel. We're just livestock in here, shuffled around like animals.
Ryan.
And they're making money off of us.
All right, people. This is Ryan talking from Gavin's truck.
Anyway, the jail staff, they always want to pawn it off, say, oh, they're just doing what the marshals tell them. The marshals say, oh, they're just doing what the judge tells them. And the judges have just become like kings or dictators. And that's not what our founding fathers intended. Our founding fathers had witnessed or experienced themselves similar atrocities. And
somebody did. I was just going to thank you for it.
And if you study history a little bit, you can find out all about that, about how sometimes they were shipped clear across the ocean over to England to be tried, or they were held in jail for months on end without trial. And our founding fathers wanted to make sure that never happened again. And so that's the reasoning behind these several of these first 10 amendments, the Bill of Rights, was to ensure that this did not happen. And yet here we are, it's happening. Completely against what their intentions were. Now, if you read down through the first 10 amendments, half of them, five out of the 10, have to deal with those who are accused of crimes. Of all the rights that they were trying to protect, it was that serious enough that those who are accused deserve half of the first 10 amendments. To me, that's amazing. Okay, they wanted to make sure that those who are accused of crimes were protected from abuses, protected from.
I called you one time,
tyranny.
You never answered.
The radio goes click,
and that's
click,
all but
click.
evaporated.
Oh, so you just turned it off.
Okay.
No, I left it on until just now.
And that's what we've got to make some changes on, because as long as they can simply make arrests, gather you up, gobble you up into their system, our rights are being violated. And this is supposed to be a land of liberty, not a land of incarceration. And sure, there are some who need to be stopped in their evil actions. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
And there is a place and a purpose for jails and for, incarcerations, but not nearly to the extent. I would say that 90% of these people should go home.
Absolutely.
It should be, that 10%, and that's just pulling a number off the top of my head, but I don't see these guys in here as being the type that need to be incarcerated.
Well, right, and the big thing that you brought up just now, Ryan, is the due process. If none of these people have been given due process, it seems to me that they all have to be assumed innocent. I mean, we don't see any trial whatsoever where due process is being afforded anymore.
This is live?
No.
Yeah.
And what little process they go through the court, it's so manipulated. The government, the prosecutors, as you've witnessed, can lie. They can manipulate. They can restrict the defense. But again, that goes right back into those amendments. Like the Sixth Amendment. The right to be confronted by our accusers and the witnesses against us.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just not
Dang
happening.
it, I missed that.
This whole idea that there can be crime without a victim. I don't know. We can go into the whole philosophy of what crime is and what without crime is when one person does damage to another person's life, liberty, or property.
Exactly.
Crime is not just doing something against the laws.
Right.
And the laws are only supposed to exist to protect the life, liberty, and property of the people. Right. Their inherent rights. And that's the only legitimate purpose for government at all, is to protect the rights of the individual, not the group. We have to quit thinking about the group. If each and every single individual is protected in his or her rights, then the group is automatically protected.
Right.
Because each individually is protected. But if you try to protect the group and forget about the individual, then individuals off on the fringes will get left behind and forgotten and trampled on.
Exactly.
And so, I recall school and so forth, we talk about duty to the community, do it for the good of the group, do it for the good of the community, and that's just a communist way to think.
Yeah, it is.
And communism just doesn't work. Communism for the community, for the best of the community.
Right.
Well,
This call is from an inmate.
that is not the right way to think.
Well, Ryan,
And it sounds good.
yeah. We all went down last night. We had a meeting in town here in Pahrump, a community meeting, and we got people out to that, and myself and Kelly Stewart, John Lamb, Roger Roots all spoke at that meeting, and we talked about these things there as well to the community. I did bring up the 13th Amendment specifically, as well as the other due process elements, and we kind of discussed all these things that similar to what you're bringing up here. So that went good. They're noticing we're out here. We've actually got
You see that?
there's a Fed out here hanging out.
No,
that he's from the Department of
Gavin's mom
Defense
trying
Intelligence,
to tell the kid.
but he's not hiding it. He's coming out and just saying he's curious about what we're doing and sitting around and talking with people, and
It's funny.
we're reminding people to be very careful about what they say.
Yeah, see, he's in trouble.
But he says he's not here in his official duty, but he shows up in a suit, and he's been
Don't
out
give
here the
in,
past,
dude.
for
Hang tough.
hours. He goes to our meetings,
comply.
and he hangs
not
around
comply,
camp. So it's interesting. They don't like us out here.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I'm glad he's just coming out and being straightforward about it rather than trying to be secret agent man. At least that's nice.
it's something. But
At least you can have an intelligent conversation with him without, the perception of
Look at him.
obscurity.
He's a
well,
tough
yeah,
little guy,
I just feel
man.
like
Isn't
they're
he?
kicking a new tactic almost, and the goal is to get us to talk long enough until we say something
He
stupid.
wants to stand on the road.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that.
But we just be wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
The easy way, would just be for them to honor the Constitution, for them to just recognize the rights of the people,
Right.
and start adhering to, what they're supposed to do. To me, it seems like they're always wanting to start some battle, start some war.
Yeah.
And but they want us. They want to use us to be the cause of the reason.
Right.
And really, it should. Government, again, the only legitimate purpose for government is to protect the rights of the individual.
Agreed.
The rights belong to the individual. The rights do not belong to government. The land, the resources do not belong to governments. They do not belong to corporations. They belong to individuals. And individuals should be in control of them. And that's what government is supposed to do, is to help the people claim, use, and defend their rights. That's it.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to control. They're not supposed to, rule over the people as a master or as a king.
Yeah.
And so those government entities, the government people that are listening, would simply just do the job they're supposed to do, which is to
You don't
protect
like
the
people
people,
seeing them.
protect their rights. Then none of this. You guys wouldn't have to be there. We wouldn't be in jail.
Right.
And life could go on. Live and let live.
Well, and Ryan,
I love that.
yeah. Sorry, the phone delay kind of screws us up a little bit. We brought these things up to this agent yesterday, and what was sad is it seemed like we kept bringing up the Constitution and this and that, and basically what you just said, and he said, well, there has to be order, so we have to follow order. So basically, the law is what the government says it is now, and that's our job to defend the nation. And it was almost like talking to a brick wall. Maybe some seeds will be planted. I don't know, but the mindset has nothing to do. The Constitution is not taken literally by these men.
He wasn't a Fed.
No.
He was a jarhead.
And it means what we
And
say.
Kelly and Gavin
they truly seem
team
like they're
tagged
the
him
good
with
guys
other
in this, and
people.
It kind of blows my mind.
He's a patriot, and they treated him like crap.
Well, and I do understand that. I understand that they're deceived, and then they think we're the bad guy, and they are being the bad guy. Well, the bad guy is the one who tramples on another's rights, whether he's doing it from the shadows as a thief, stealing someone's property, or doing harm, or whether he's doing it out in the open with a badge on his chest.
Right.
If they're violating someone else's rights, then they're the bad guy. And
I took him to
anyway,
Sonic last
I've got to
night.
go here.
You're the bad guy now.
But,
Hey, bad guy.
again, I just
Sonic
want
last
to
night
1
after
minute remaining.
the meeting and stuff.
thank
Yeah,
you
I
for
seen
being
that. You
there.
held up the
It's from an
cheeseburger.
inmate
You
facility.
didn't get that
I
one.
really appreciate it.
So afterwards,
Keep on
I told
keeping
him the
on.
story. He was just
All right, we're
dying
praying for you,
laughing.
Ryan. Let us know what we can do for you if you have any needs.
Okay. All righty, thank you.
We'll talk soon,
What are
Ryan.
they going to do to me?
Bye.
Any needs like bail or speedy trial or, facing his accusers or protection from cruelty.
Stop talking about those radical things.
I know, all these radical, scary things.
What's up with the pallets over there?
So I guess we're part of the problem, man. According to them, you're Navy, I'm Army, he's a jarhead. I guess we're feds, huh?
I don't care what anybody thinks about me.
Jack the Fed. That's the Fed, Jack.
Well, that's what I mean. It's funny. They don't want to listen to him in there, but they're going to listen to him anyway.
Well, anyway,
Not here. We're just going to learn one way or another.
that's about it. We're going to, I think a little bit later, me and John, he was thinking about putting a sound system on top of that cherry picker, and we're going to put it up there and blast it. I guess the prisoners are going to be out in about 2.5 hours again, right? Aren't they? Don't they come out at 2:30?
On Saturdays? I don't know.
I don't know either. Well, anyway,
Yeah, because usually we do the 2 o'clock and they can see.
no, we do the 2:30.
Oh, they got that.
What? Oh, hey, there's a lizard.
It's that.
don't know if you can see him. Let me see. Where's he at? There he is. Boy, look at him go. There he is. Well, there you go. A little bit of action there. Later on, people.